In addition to the St. Patrick's Day Parade, there's also a 5K run that day. March is often regarded as the kickoff for 5K season. But what if you've never ran one before? Where do you begin? Thankfully, 630's Beth Bria's got some tips from local athletes to get you from walking to running.
Right around St. Patrick's Day is where you see an influx of races.
From now through November, there's at least one 5K race every weekend somewhere in the Chicago area.
If you're that runner who's just starting off, you have your New Year's resolution, at least you have options, you have choices going into it.
Making it your goal to finish your first 5K is great motivation to get into fitness. But those with experience say the first thing you should do is find the right shoe.
Number one reason is to prevent injury. If you're hurt or injured, you're probably not going to last very long. You don't want to start a program that you've never done before, get a couple weeks in and get hurt. That's a terrible feeling.
Some running stores even offer a free assessment to see your individual tendencies when it comes to how your feet strike the ground.
Your foot is either inverted too much or everted too much, and are you overpronated? It's amazing what you can do now with technology and finding a shoe.
After finding the best fit for your feet, it's also best to get good sweat-resistant socks, shorts, and top. Once you're ready to roll, don't push yourself too hard.
Start with finding your mile pace. Find out what you can run in a mile. That should be a workout in itself, and maybe you do that a couple times. Then take it to another level where you do some type of interval running, basically do an interval between a sprint and a jog. And just kind of get into something that's a little bit challenging and stressful in a good way.
As you're training, drink plenty of water throughout the day and limit caffeine intake. If you're struggling to stay on track, training with peers might be a good idea.
I think finding runners who have experience at a Naperville Running Co. Or a Dick Pond. There's always going to be some type of running group available there. They're very supportive.
Supportive and great for motivation.
Accountability is one, and kind of encouragement from others. I think anytime you do something and you're not alone in doing it, it's much easier to accomplish.
If running a race seems intimidating or you're feeling self-conscious, experts say that's totally normal.
My advice to them would be ask questions. Come into your local running store, ask some of your friends who have done it, how they started, where they started, and don't compare yourself to other people. Just do what you can, and that's enough to start.
When you feel you've built up enough endurance to run 3.1 miles and tackle your first race, it's important to get plenty of rest the night before and not to change your routine.
Don't try to eat something new. Don't try to drink anything new. Don't put on a brand new pair of shoes that you've never worn before.
Stick with your mile group or what pace you're in and try to run with it, and try to find someone in front of you who might be running faster and try to close that gap and see if you can stay with them, and your time may even come down because of that.
Training for and running a 5K is great for your self-esteem. It keeps you exercising, can introduce you to new friends, and is also a great way to give back to your community, as many races raise money for local charities. At the end of the day, the number one rule for any type of race is to just enjoy it.
Just have fun with it. Take on the challenge, whatever it is, small or big, and just love to run.
If you'd like to find a 5K to run, visit runningintheusa.com for an extensive list.